And we are live for the Clydesdale Media, Clydesdale Fitness and Friends Rig Report wrap-up show for day 2 of the Granite Games. It's the morning after. We've had a night to think about everything. What a crazy day.
Yeah.
The first event wiped everybody out. The
Yeah, let's
second
talk about
event had, So the second event, the first event, so it was event 3. It was all like the mashup, the Minnesota mashup, had a little bit of everything in it.
Wall balls, ring muscle ups, GHDs.
Yeah, so the weird stuff went up and down. The wall balls kept going up, and you did wall balls in between each other thing. So like 10 GHDs, 10 wall balls, 20 overhead, one single dumbbell squats, 20 GHDs or 20 wall balls. Then it was muscle ups, 30 muscle ups, wall balls, 200 double unders, 40 wall balls.
A lot of stuff. And
Yeah.
a long workout, like finishing times were in the 20 minutes, correct?
And it ended with the double dumbbell clean and jerks.
Clean and jerk.
Which a lot of experts said, why'd they put at the end? An elite athlete can do that at the end of a workout like it's nothing. And that is not what happened.
Nope.
So our girl Fisa Gaffi was in heat 2, led the whole way, got 9 of the dumbbell clean and jerks, and it took her 2 minutes to get the last one.
Heartbreaking.
Allowing Emily Rolfe to pass her and win that heat. The crazy thing is, as fast as they were going, Fee finished 6th, and it took her 2 minutes to finish the last rep.
Wow. Yeah, talk about...
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, talk about not leaving enough in the tank, but really emptying the tank. That's crazy.
And I think the mistake, she was trying to hurry it. Instead of taking like 5 extra seconds the second attempt.
Right.
And she just kept rushing that next attempt. But it was good to see her finish and get across and not have too much damage.
Yeah, and then the last heat, Mal O'Brien, I mean, she just looks like a machine.
Yes, she does.
And she always has, let's face it. Like, this is nothing new from her. Like, she's all business.
And it's a fairly stacked field.
Yeah.
And I was at the Granite Games last year when she went, and this is not the performance she did last year. There is drastic improvement from last year to this year.
Insane.
She did phenomenal things last year, and it's even more insane this year.
Yeah, like the volume that she's able to handle and the composure that she shows on the field and the focus and just super, super impressive. Like, she might give Tia a run for her money this year.
I was just about to say the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, really impressive. Now, we didn't see, and we're just going to jump quickly because then we can talk about Mal, like sort of in summary at the end. I didn't see any of the females requiring medical attention at the end of this workout.
I did not either.
However, the boys...
Yeah, but they were all laying out at the end of this.
Yeah. The boys required some attention. Specifically, Chandler Smith.
One boy in particular. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you hear anything on the ground about what's going on with him?
Everybody's mom.
Okay. Because we knew, no, not that we knew, but he didn't have a stellar day 1. Outside looking in. And then we come into day 2, that second workout. I mean, somebody said he looked like Cara Saunders, after or like Brooke Wells last weekend coming off of the Echo bike, and going into the wall balls, kind of like disoriented and just kind of super wobbly and loopy. Not sure what's going on there, if he's ill, hydration issues, whatever. But I guess, yeah, the Bergeron camp is not saying anything.
No. Nothing. And I know I talk to people who are trying to find out,
Yeah.
and they can't.
Okay.
So everybody's hush. He just doesn't look good. Like I don't know how else to say it. And we'll talk about the next event. And even though the finish was better, the performance still looked suspect.
Yeah. So what happened with the guys? Let's talk a little bit about the guys in the first event of the day. Do we remember who won that? Do I need to share my screen?
I believe that was a Phil Toon overtaking Brent Fikowski at the end.
Let's see. We'll go leaderboard. Granite Games men, Minnesota mashup. Phil Toon, Brent Fikowski, John Wood, Tim Paulson, Colton Mertens, Anthony Davis.
Yeah. So
We're
John
gonna
Wood
talk
and
about
Anthony
him in the
Davis
next
would be
one
the
too.
big surprise, right?
Yeah, and we'll talk more about Anthony Davis in the next event because he did even better in that one, and that was the event that was not in his wheelhouse a year ago, not even close.
Like I talked to John Wood after. I don't know if I loaded that conversation. Let me look real quick.
Okay.
He surprised himself. This was not what he figured was his wheelhouse event. I did not load that one.
Did we get a chance to talk to John Wood in advance? Was he one of the athletes that we were able to contact and interview?
I believe so,
Okay.
but it
He's
all blurs at
he's
100.
real big and he has a lot of tattoos, right?
No. He's not super big. He's tall, not
Okay.
big. No tattoos that I saw. And he was shirtless
Okay.
coming up to me. But he actually thought he would do better day one and actually did better day two.
Very cool.
But I did get an interview with Tim Paulson.
Oh, let's hear it. Yeah. Here.
And what did he finish? He was third.
Oh, sorry. I'll just check my screen here. In that workout,
Yeah.
yes, he was fourth in that workout.
Yeah. So he came into the muscle ups in dead last.
Really?
And that was the plan. As you will
I love
hear
it. I love it.
from this guy.
I am with the wily veteran, Tim Paulson. As I was watching that event, you came into the muscle ups back in the pack.
Yeah, basically last.
And you came out in third. Was that the strategy?
Yeah, 100%. I think the most important part of that workout was the back half of the muscle ups. Like, it was cool who could get to 15 the fastest, but then most of the work is on the back half of the workout. Like, we were getting the rings at like 6 minutes. You get off the rings at like 8.5. I mean, over half the workout's left. So, in my mind, I definitely knew that it was really important to be in control through the first 15 muscle ups, and then just try and pace yourself out of them and be able to attack. So, yeah, that was definitely the game plan.
I think part of your strategy is making people forget who you are, and then you're like, hey, look at me. I'm pretty good at this stuff.
100%. I think on long workouts like that, I'm a big fan of like just knowing my own pace, staying in my lane. And, I think I've definitely done that many times in my career. Like, you do a long workout like that, you're never the guy in first, and I think that's a good thing. The guy in first is also usually the guy in last. So, it was definitely the plan was just to kind of hang in the back of the pack around my race, and then, make my move when I knew I could, which was the back half of the muscle-ups, and just come out ready to attack.
Well, good luck the rest of the weekend, and hopefully we'll see you on the podium at the end of the week.
Thanks, man. Me too.
I love
awesome.
that guy more and more and more.
I know, he's great.
First of all, I asked him for an interview and he said, only if you let me sit down. Second,
That's great.
I geek out when he gets into that, like the business of the strategy in a
Yes.
workout like that.
Yep. I love how you said, coming into those muscle ups, you were in the back of the pack. He was dead last. Like, no.
Yeah. And he's
You were
saying
trying to be
too bad
nice.
he
I
wasn't
know.
liked. Yeah. And he's
Right.
like, no, I was dead last.
That's great. But you're right. As a reporter, you don't want to come in like that. Hey, you were dead last. You were sort of in the back of the pack, not. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's awesome. He's having a great weekend too.
Yes.
He's having a great weekend. I think let's just make sure. I mean, he's sitting in fifth place, and Anthony Davis and Nick Matthew are sort of hot on his trail, but he's got 2 more workouts to sort of figure that out. And I really want him to make it.
toughest part about this weekend is there are so many people that I like.
Yeah.
By the end of today, someone I like is not going to go to the games.
Right. Several people that we really like. And that's the problem when, we're doing all this coverage now of the semifinals and all these athletes, you sort of, gain some respect and start wanting to root for them. And then, there's some disappointment. But yeah,
A
I wish
great
everyone could
transition
go.
to the next event is Nick
Mhm.
Matthew.
Okay.
There's nobody out on the field giving more to this event than he is.
Yeah.
He is fighting for every second, every point that he can. And on the next event, he was sprinting those shuttle runs.
Right. Everyone else was kind of jogging a little bit. And he was
Yeah.
definitely like on a mission.
And by far, well, it's probably a good competition for the biggest cheer squad would be Phil Toon and Nick Matthew.
Well, and Nick only placed 12th in that last event. So he really needed, to do that. He had a really good first day with a 6th and a 3rd. And then his placements yesterday were 11th and 12th. So he's got some making up to do for that. But I fell in love with him last year at Granite Games. Like after that event, he sort of came onto my radar at that point. He hasn't had a crop top, has he?
Yes.
He has. Okay.
Twice.
Good.
Twice.
I just remember on day one he did not, and I was disappointed because he said he was going to.
Yeah, I keep trying to grab him, but he has so many family in the stands that by the time they get up the stairs, like he gets diverted so much.
Yeah, and he's a local guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
And I think he's the dangerous one today.
Yeah. Let's quickly talk about Cole Merton's performance in that second event of the day, because that kid had a plan. He wanted to go unbroken on the muscle ups. He stuck to his plan. He was the last athlete to get to the muscle ups by a long shot.
Chest to bar,
sorry. The 36 chest to bar pull-ups that he had to do twice. His strategy was to go unbroken on all of them and to sort of ease up on everything else. His strategy was executed flawlessly, and he won that event handedly.
He came out of the last set of chest to bar so far ahead.
Yeah. And he started
So far ahead.
dead last.
Yeah. Amazing.
Very a la Tim Paulson, the event before. Like same thing.
Correct.
Super cool. I think he's getting used to sort of talking in front of the camera too. He's getting a little more relaxed.
Yeah, I think Sevon helped him with that a lot.
Well, I think we were his very first podcast ever.
We were.
So
but we didn't come at him like Sevon does.
This is true. This is true. He's such a good dude. And so after day two rather, he's in first place. Like he's not fighting for 5th like he was last year. Like he is in first place with 368 points. Phil Toon's got 364. Brent Fikowski's in 3rd. Travis Mayer is in 4th again, just silently doing his thing. And Tim Paulson, like we said, is in 5th. The other impressive performance I want to talk about from that event is Anthony Davis. Again, getting 3rd place in that event, not something that anyone would have expected him to do based on, what he looked like last year.
I agree. Where I feel bad is I think today really hurts him.
Well, yeah.
But we'll see. Mm-hmm. If I'm Anthony Davis coming into today, these are not the workouts I want to finish off the weekend. Because I got a whole lot of me to pull up that rope.
Yeah.
And running 2,000 meters.
He's in the running for last chance qualifier. Online workouts is how he got to where he is right now. And maybe there's going to be something in his wheelhouse that, it would just be cool to see him at the games, I think, because I do think he's more of the package than he was last year.
Yeah, I agree. He looks great.
Yeah, he really does.
And he doesn't look spent like he was last year.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all. All right. So do you want to talk about the women in the final event?
Sure.
So we've got Mal O'Brien, Danny Spiegel, Emily Rolfe, from a prior heat. Amanda Barnhart, and then Fisa Gaffi again. Oh, she got 5th, Scott.
Yeah, she did great yesterday.
Yeah, great day for her. 6th and 5th.
Yeah, if she would have been able to finish that last rep of event 3 and come in 6th and not 6th, but maybe 2nd, that
Right.
may have changed where she is right now. But I talked to her yesterday.
Oh, cool. Do you have it?
I do.
Okay.
Let's start there.
I am with Fisa Gaffi, who just took 2nd in Heat 2 of Event 4. You've been climbing the leaderboard today.
Yeah, slowly but surely. We didn't start off the way that we were. Actually, I take that back. I was very proud of how I started, just because that was a small win for me. So now we need to keep climbing.
Does the mindset change at all when you need to come up on the leaderboard?
No. The mindset goes into like attack mode. I'm on the hunt. I'm coming for every single girl that's out there next to me.
So, do you think the workouts are good for you tomorrow?
I believe so. I'm confident. I've been working really hard on everything that's been actually being tested so far. So this is a true test of like, am I trending in the right direction? And if I'm able to end the weekend on that note, regardless of what the leaderboard says, I know I'm doing what I need to do at my best.
Well, we wish you good luck and hope you keep climbing.
Thank you so much. I hope so too.
She's awesome.
She is awesome. And I love how she corrected herself when you said, yesterday, or she was about to say like yesterday didn't go, as planned or whatever. And then she corrected herself and said, actually, I did what I needed to do. They weren't the best workouts for her, and she knew that, but that she impressed herself and, did exceptionally well for her, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exciting. So let's look at sort of the point spread here and see what people need to do today.
So I think the big key while you're doing that is that Emily Rolfe and Fisa Gaffi got into the final heat.
Correct. Yep.
Which is a big step for them in getting into that top 5. Because now you know who your competition is and you get to see them as you're doing your workout.
Yep. You're going to be right there with them. And they're not going to be, in those end lanes either, right? They're going to be sort of in the mix. So we've got Mal O'Brien, first place, 384. Despite her dominant performance, points-wise, she's not like running away with things yet. Because Danny Spiegel, surprisingly, has been very consistent with a 2nd, 1st, 5th, and 2nd. Going into this weekend, I wasn't quite sure how she was going to do with some of these other, these longer duration workouts. I think her getting a 5th in that event 3 is a huge win for her. I think she probably surprised herself there. I know that she surprised me because she's just not known for those sort of longer duration endurance workouts.
Right.
Amanda Barnhart, 348. So there's some separation, 1st and 2nd sort of locked up, little separation into 3rd at 348. And then 4th and 5th is really sort of anybody's game. We've got Chloe Wilson at 320, Alexis Kazan, 312, Emily Rolfe, 297, Kelly Stone right there, 296. And then Fee's got some work to do at 261. I DM'd Kelly Stone last night and I told her I think it's time for the space buns. The hairdo.
Did she respond?
I don't know. I haven't checked yet, but haven't seen them this weekend yet. Have you?
No.
Yeah.
I talked to her last night after just to tell her like her fitness has gotten so much better in a year.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
Like at West Coast, she was very roller coaster. And this year she's putting in consistent performances, which is really cool to see.
Yeah, it's great. I'm excited for her. And that's everybody's on this sort of journey, right? And if she makes it to last chance qualifier again, that's another, sort of benchmark for her that she can use to sort of build at her future. I'm excited for everybody. This is going to be a fun day to watch. What time does everything get started, Scott? Do we know?
So the elite teams start at 11:30 Central Time. So in about 35 minutes.
Okay. And when are we supposed to wrap
get
up?
Off the air, I am hustling.
When does the competition wrap up?
I'm gonna say it's later than it's been, and it's like 4 or 5.
Okay, so 5 or 6. My time. I've got one more interview today too. I just talked to Colin Garnick and Allie Duckworth for for Atlas Games. Those are on our live YouTube. And then Hannah Rochuk. I'm talking to her tonight at 8 o'clock. That's past my bedtime.
5:36 Central Time is when it ends.
Oh, okay. So 6:37. All right. So I got some time.
And then closing ceremonies go from 6 to 6:30, so 7 to 7:30.
All right. Awesome.
I do have one more interview I want to share, and it's
Okay.
more overall,
Set it up
and
for
it's
us.
about kind of like the top 5, and it's Alex Kazan,
Mhm.
and she's talking about belief in herself, and how that's been a struggle for her. And I just love it, and I wanted to share it. I think it's the best interview I did yesterday.
Okay.
I am with Alex Kazan. And first of all, I'm glad they got your name right for day 2.
No, I was so excited. When I checked in, it's under Willis. My little thing is Willis. And I was kind of like, oh. And then I got on the floor and it said Kazan, which is really cool.
Yeah, because now you're doing awesome and everybody wants to know who you really are.
Yeah.
So you, in that workout, you came into the muscle up in 4th place. You came out of that in 2nd and then held on to that for the rest of the way. Was that kind of the plan?
I didn't plan on where I was going to place. Like, the plan this whole weekend is do my game and try to have the blinders on. And I just tried to stay in control of my heart rate and my fatigue, and it worked out in my favor.
Last night after the lift, you got a little emotional.
Yeah.
Was that a PR?
Hi. Kind of, not necessarily like a clean and jerk PR or anything, a PR in practice, but I think the emotion was just like, everyone tells you like you belong, you've earned it, but you don't really like feel that until you prove it. And like that was like a moment of like, okay, like I'm in this.
Yeah, I know when we talked to you about a month ago that was something you were working on, is believing that you could do this.
Yeah.
After the last 2 events, do you belong?
I'd say so.
Awesome. Well, good luck the rest of the weekend.
So much. I'll see you after I go recover.
She's so cute.
And she's 20.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah. I love the future prospects of this sport and like what the field is going to look like. It's insane.
It is.
Insane.
And not to neglect the teams, because the team competition is super tight and super close.
Is it? Okay.
And if you're into teams, like I think Invictus only has a 5-point lead over OBA.
Here, let's look. Oh, no, not that way. Hold on. I'm still new at this share screen feature here. We need a producer to do this for us behind the scenes. Team in our spare time. Yeah, so we got Invictus 385, OBA 370, CrossFit Move Fast Lift Heavy 345, Greater Heights Ascend 340, and then Rhapsody CrossFit 295. Big separation there. Again, the 290, the 5th to 6th. They've got some work to do. It looks like, at least the top 4 have it pretty buttoned up that they're going, which is cool, which is nice to be able to go into day 3 sort of feeling super confident and knowing, not that you're going to sort of take your foot off the gas pedal, but just a nice boost of confidence to be like, okay, we could have a little bit of a mistake and not, it's not going to be the end of the world.
Well, and what's awesome is the top 4 are really battling each other. Ooh, they went touch and go. We're going touch and go.
Yeah.
Like it's all that cool stuff you like to see in the competition, and the way the floor is laid out makes it so much better to watch. It's more of a game setting here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm up behind the rig, so you can kind of see it all play out as it's moving down the floor, which is really cool.
Yeah. And that, this is the last event, is that legless rope climb. It's going to be electric in all places, team and individual. Every single heat is going to be really exciting to watch. So I'm looking forward to another day in front of the television.
And we'll come on tonight to wrap all this up before everybody starts traveling and getting back to work. But we'll do the wrap-up show tonight.
Sounds good.
All right. With that, we'll see you next time on the Clydesdale Fitness and Friends.
See ya.